Wouldn't it be great if you could have some sort of insight into how your kid best learns, what sort of social creature they'll be, how they'll fit into that hierarchy, and also what sort of athletic endeavors they're best suited for? Wouldn't that be great? Well, there is a program. It's called Kidtelligent, and the guy that came up with it is standing here to my left, Dr. Roger Jansen. So a lot of people are thinking, Doctor, how in the world could anybody get inside a kid's head if I, the parent, cannot?
You know, Jerry, the great thing about kids is that they all come in different shapes and sizes. And one of the things we know, that if you watch children throughout their lifetime, from the earliest stages of even when they're in the crib to when they move on to school, to high school, to college, and adulthood, there tends to be consistent patterns that all children demonstrate, and they don't change much over time. And once you understand what these patterns are and how they can affect performance in school, relationships, attitudes, work, careers that they might follow, you can really use that information to help you make decisions about your children better and help them understand themselves better so they can make more informed decisions about their future as they move ahead.
So, you've got 3 kids of your own. Was this endeavor born of frustration, or did you do it earlier in life as part of maybe a educational endeavor?
You know, actually, I've been studying children. I began my first research really back into children about 20 years ago at Michigan State University, and continued through some work with Michigan State University and University of Michigan, and went on to do my PhD at University of Illinois Chicago, where I was also very interested in understanding children, patterns of temperament, personality, and how those predicted things like success in school, resiliency to problems, ability to handle peer pressure. So this has been a long fascination. I think what brought it to fruition for me is taking that information and having 3 children of my own, realizing how different all 3 of them were. And with that knowledge in hand, I wanted to be able to say, you know, if I'm using this information and to help my kids and help them be more successful and really help me even as a parent do a better job, maybe other people out there would like to have access to this too, that's not in an academic way, but is in a way that's consumable and they can use right away. And that's why we developed Kidtelligent. So it's been a long-standing approach.
Is it pretty user-friendly if you go online and pay the nominal fee for the use of the program? Can you really get inside the head of a kid? I mean, anybody, any parent could use this program to success?
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. Whenever you talk about getting inside the head of a kid, everybody, every kid who's born in Australia or born in Zimbabwe or born in the United States, we know that there's certain temperaments, personality factors, and traits that come with children. And some of those factors tend to be what we call constellations. They tend to hang together. And once you understand how those things hang together, you may have a kid who's very high in energy, but also very low in how long they take to make decisions. Well, you can really take a look at how that might predict different other patterns for them. So we use that information and we put it together in a very simple format to use and look at kind of personality types that your child may have. Those personality types, the great thing about that, they've been studied for tens of years, really dating back to the early 60s in terms of identifying children and their natural progressions. We've used that information, simplified it, made it something you can talk to your kid about and understand your child from a little bit different lens.
It's a pretty simple questionnaire that you begin the process with, and so for that you can dig pretty deeply right off the bat.
You can dig as deeply as you want to go. The information is pretty constant as well, so some people ask, well, will I have to take this 3 years later? Personality tends to be pretty stable. There are modifications in the way that things exhibit themselves over time will change, but the foundations of someone's personality are pretty well rooted unless there's a major trauma or life experience in their, that they've had that may shape things a little bit differently. So for the most part, it's a one-time shot you can use for a long time.
Wow, you know what it is? It is the manual that we all wish we had for our kids. Think of all the times you thought, I've got to get to the bookstore, I've got to get one of those self-help books, calling a neighbor saying, does this happen with your child? Wouldn't it be great in the privacy of your own home to be able to sit there and just delve into it at your leisure, involve your child in the process, understand fully about this being that you love so much and yet have a hard time understanding sometime and wonder, what will become of them? Well, you have a hand in that, obviously, as a parent. And just by being on this website, it shows that you are concerned and are proactive. And so take the step. Really, it doesn't cost much when you consider all of the good it can do, all of the frustration it can relieve. I'm a parent of an 8-year-old, and I really have learned some unbelievable things about my child. And for that, I'm confident he is going to have a better life because I took the time. So it's in your court right now. Take the ball. Throw it up into the air. It's going to go straight through the hoop. It's going to be a score. Kidtelligent.com. You're making the right choice by being on this website.